Don't blink, it's your buddy Ink. Welcome to Commentary Show. Doing well to have a wonderful day on this 19th of August 2025. Today we're coming in with some great freaking news. And those great freaking news are actually horrible news, but we'll pretend like they're great news. So some of you guys might have noticed lately the quality of the image filmed, being filmed is lower. Now, there is a reason as to that. This is the reason as to why. We got a new phone. The new phone in itself is not great. I also got this phone. Then look at it. This is the quality. You want that? I think not. So we're stuck with a Unique D Note 100 5G, just to name it. And although the quality of the camera is a bit worse, we're still filming. Ultimately speaking, yes, the quality of the camera sucks. Ultimately speaking, yes, I much prefer the old set of content I was doing. But at the same time, I am filming. Okay? I am filming. I am making content. Right now we're doing some behind the scenes stuff. Um, the Rizzler. The Rizzler really. So yeah, so of course I would prefer to have a better quality. Of course I would prefer, but at the same time, is it gonna stop me from making videos? No. And if I'm being honest, financially speaking, we're not doing as well as we were when we bought the phone. So I'm not gonna indebt myself into making content. And I know this is bad, but it's the case. You see, when it comes to making content, right? My parents are always like, "Yo, you invest too much time in there." And he is right. The second they think about investing too much money in there, I'm like, no, because I'm not investing money. You know, it is a personal choice. And ultimately speaking, we will be doing better. Hopefully, sooner than later, that one day we'll be doing better, and then I'll be able to buy a better phone. And for now, it sucks. For now, it's a sad thing. For now, it's not perfect. But you know what? This is quite representative of your life. I'm all about honesty. I'm all about transparency. I'll talk too much. I'll share too much. But this is part of a bigger plan. The bigger plan being as open as possible with my life and what we're going through and things like that. You know, I think it's quite important. I think it's quite important to be. And it sucks. It sucks. Yes, the quality camera sucks. But at the same time, like I said, we're not gonna give up because of that. And I'd rather have a bad quality camera, not giving up, than a good quality camera but giving up. You know, it's life. It's life, and life itself is kind of not necessarily disastrous, but at the same time, there's room for improvement. We've been making content for 4 years, and a lot of those 4 years were self-development, right? It was taking a person. This channel. When people ask me what's your channel, I say this is a life journey of in and out and good and bad and stuff like that, right? But life is not all such a rainbow, right? I want to look at those videos in about 6, 7 years and say, my God, the quality is bad. My God, what was going through my mind, right? I want to regret filming those, and I want to look at those videos in 25 years and say, yeah, I remember being broken AF, and how much of a good time it was because we didn't need anything. We didn't need X, Y, Z. We had X and that was enough. There is something quite humbling in the fact that I don't have the best quality of camera. See motivation for being smarter with my money, right? I'm a simple guy. When it comes to me, I don't care. Give me food, give me a good movie, I'm happy, right? I can live very cheaply, but the content is something that makes me even happier than just being happy. And some sacrifices have to be made. And until the sacrifices are made, I am reminded of the poor quality of my life through the poor quality of the content. I could be eating ramen for a month and I'll be happy. Should you do that? No, you shouldn't. That's pretty much it. Anyway, I love you guys. No, you're too hot. Shut. Disco, I'm howling at the moon. You're raining. You're raining here. Raining a lot. It's cold one. Raining at the moon. This cold one. Hanging at the moon. Kid. Okay, you're good. Disco, I'm howling at the moon. Don't blink, it's your body. We're doing it extremely dramatic today because people said that they love that, so we're giving the people what they want. Don't blink, it's your boy, welcome to the Terry Show. The Walks that having a wonderful day on the 19th August 2025. My mom's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, mom. Happy birthday, mom. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, dear moms. Today we are talking about what are we listening to. So, before we start, we have quite a journey as an intro. Before we start, we have this humongous, Herculean task of explaining why this video is so important. We'll be telling you who we listen to, and then when we say we, I'm of course talking about myself and the voice in my head. There's a lot of things. And at the end, we're gonna be just chilling and having a good old time, having a good jolly time. So, in business to why we're doing this, somebody asked me today. Okay, forget about it. 3 days ago, I made a video where I talked about how I was an idol, right? And I felt like I did a lot of videos, but I felt like you guys, which is my fault. It looked like you guys didn't really know me, you know? And that's all fine and dandy until we realize just how little you know about me. And I feel like I need stuff from you, right? But I was like, yo, you're emotional, you're gonna fight with your parents, it's so normal. That's life. Next on the list, we had a person today that asked me for what I listen to, or what my favorite song, right? And I felt like, dude, we listen to music every single live stream. The summer's come back, you should know that. But again, it's a nice question because you guys don't know me. Oh, that's not my bottle. Thank God. That's not mine. But she's already streaming and screaming out, oh, you're nasty, fuck you. She told me fuck you too, so. Drinking, it's okay, it happens. So, yeah, and as much as how can I say this? It's kind of hard for me to do. As much as we're honest and open about what we listen to, I don't really let you in. You know, when I stream, and this is kind of insane because for 4 years I've been streaming, and I'm gonna be honest and say that possibly a month after we started streaming, I had something in my ears. One of the first games that we streamed was Call of Duty. mobile. And I was listening to Peaky Blinders. I still remember that shit 4 years after. You know, I'm always having something in the background. Now lately we've been streaming a lot more. And the games we're streaming are not that narrative. So for example, streaming a lot of Binding of Isaac, streaming a lot of Fortnite, streaming a lot of Elden Ring. So those games, narratively speaking, are not that rich. Elden Ring is the richest of the tree. In Elden Ring, you have to really know your lore. You really have to know the game and to free fall into a zone of you have to free fall into a zone of okay, well this is this and this is this and this is this. If I know that this tree or this, then I know that they have a connection. And somewhere along the way, the connection. Okay, I understand the story about this other person. It's a lot of understanding from the story of others they're going through. For example, there's this. I'm going to tell you the lore because I don't know that much. But there's this knight, right? And you know who is the killer. The killer ends up being a good person. So like, okay, well, the whole thing where you could not exactly, but the whole thing where you see that the savior, something that you're killing someone, and there's no reason for you to kill someone. Understand? It's kind of nuts. So yeah, so I've been listening to a lot of things in the background, and I've been more vocal. For example, I used to hide headphones in when I was playing a game because I felt like I think that's a problem with people at okay. The reality is we stream a lot. Yes, we stream for 5, 6, 7 hours per day, and every single day we stream. So a bit harder, you know, a bit harder. I don't know that much to say. So then I felt stupid because for 4 years it is very different. When I started shooting, I was working, so I would talk to you about my feeling of that day. Also, today we had a lot of work. But then, what am I going to talk about? The video that I made? No, because I want you guys to watch the videos. You know? It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem. Um, so I started listening to videos quite openly. So for example, we started the Elden Ring playthrough. We watch a lot of hours turn. And although it's not a big problem because most of you guys aren't bothered by the fact that we're listening to music, well, they're non-existent because I don't have anybody in my Twitch stream. Used to, then now I don't, which is fine and dandy. But imagine playing the game for 12 hours and having no people in your stream and you don't know what to talk about. So yeah, so as this, and I'm listening to something, and I feel like being open-minded and sharing what I'm actually listening to, sharing what we're actually hey, this is interesting. This is what I'm watching. This video is really cool. Not really doing a reaction to it, but at least acknowledging that yes, there is something in the background. There is something that we're listening to in the background, and it's what it is, right? It's not the greatest thing we ever did. It's not the worst thing. And I feel like this is important. Let's go. Let's go. This time I'm hanging with you. Okay, so this is important. Yo, we have an event. That's the third time. This time I'm hanging at the moon. Such a good song. But yeah, I feel like it's more honest, it's more transparent. I was watching a clip, and it was a clip. It was about maybe a year ago. It went a bit viral. It was Amurant, and Amurant was exposed for having headphones in when she was shooting. I kind of got upset about that. I'm like, why not? She's 12 hours. She's doing 12 hours a day, licking the fucking microphone. Of course, you're gonna have something in the background. You dumb. And then the persona about it was like, hey, she wasn't. People were pissed about that, but she wasn't pissed. She wasn't ashamed. And I kind of like that because it was a bit more honest than yeah, a bit more honest than I was not expecting of her, but a bit more honest, a bit more transparent than what I talked. So the perception here is she does something bad, but it's not that bad. the perception here is she done something bad that is something. And think back, I was like, yo, nobody knows that I'm doing this, right? And now I feel bad because I know that it's perceived as bad, but because people don't know that I do this, it's okay. Like for example, I'm stealing money from someone. People don't know that I'm stealing money, so I'm a good person. And if I got caught, I would be a bad person, you know? So being transparent, being honest about it is a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem. Now, ultimately speaking, the reason why we talk about this is because the reality is we'll be listening to a lot more. So as you can see outside, the autumn is coming in, which is rainy season, is caca season. Tomorrow's gonna be rain. Look how bad it is. It's horrible. So, with that being said, we have a couple of really good moments together. And those really good moments together are as simple as I don't know. I don't know. It's just shooting more, right? And I just announced that I was gonna do a wedding in my life. And by that because we're getting to a deep lore today. The deep lore took an hour. And it's like 500 hours video. 500 hours game. So there's not enough, there's not a lot. So yeah, I want to be listening to a lot of videos on this. Now, of course, I'm going to be listening to videos in the background so you can kind of hear it, but it's not a complete video. For example, so who do we listen to? It's a really good question. We're listening to, for some reason, I gotta be honest and say this is now. I would like to do this like once a month, maybe one, twice a season. So every 2 months, by season. Um, so right now, we used to listen to a lot of Nebo Caro Caro. I'm done because I've been listening to too much. Get Boga. Get Boga is weird because I keep him for when I work, you know. So we keep it for that. Um, it's weird because this morning, also the reason why we're doing this is this morning I knew that I was gonna stream more, and this is not a purpose. This is not a plan of God. This is not God's plan. So we have a problem with the storage because it's full. We have this new phone. So what I do is I transfer file from this phone to this phone. Look at the transfer file from this phone to this phone. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, right? Mm. I'm sorry, guys. A big day today. I'm exhausted. So what we did is we use ClickShare usually, which works. However, this is human. This is Enjoy. So you have to do a application called Share It. I swear to God, I wish I was joking. I wish I was joking. We use fuck's sakes. We literally transferred to 18 gigs. And it took us 339 minutes. And if you do the math, that's 5 hours and a half. With my whole day, which is why we're listening to a. And of course, I'm using two phones, so forget about streaming, forget about filming. Because Share, the problem is if you leave the page of Share It, they'll disconnect you, right? So I'm doing a deep dive, and then we watch a lore video, and then I watch another lore video, and then I discovered a old comic creator that I used to listen to a lot, Lady Lore. I'm watching a lot of what's his name? Sebi something. He's most known for his. He's most known for. This time I'm howling at the moon. Yeah, playlists. This is my account, my Ivy Crit account. Where is it? Of course it's not there. Of course it's not there. This is kind of nuts because the tower background is there. Tower background today was at 212 videos. It is now at 500 something. So it's what? It's what? It's seven. Civic. It's Civic. Yes, it is. No, 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 no. It's an obscure 33, and it's said City Webs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just a nerd at the game, so it's kind of fun for. I do I identify myself as a nerd? No. But I'm listening to a lot of nerd, and it's nice to listen to like my cousin. We love Magic the Gathering, and I wish I loved something as much as him. And he's not afraid of being judged or whatever. It's weird, you know. Which is the way he is, and I appreciate that. I admire that somehow. To Sebi talking about Final Fantasy and his opinion about games, and it's also the fact that it doesn't really shit thing. For example, so we talk about the League of Legends of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon isn't relevant. They're about Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're not relevant. 15 is relevant. 16 is relevant. 14 is relevant. Who does about 12 anymore? Yeah? And that's about them as there's still something that's current, so I love that. Lady Lore, the way she's talking. Very soothing voice in this gaming content. And you know, I think this is where it's kind of important. If I'm streaming, let's listen to something that is about gaming. You know? And here's the last one. Sinvictus. Sinvictus, in my opinion, is perfect content. If you want to game, okay, so the Outdoors Boys also, but the Outdoors Boys, I'm being careful with it because they don't make content anymore. So the amount of content I have, I want to schedule it. I want to, I kind of want to, I kind of want to keep it to last for 2 years. You know, I want to be listening to Outdoors Boys. Outdoors Boys we listened to a lot last winter. I want to be able to say this winter we're also going to be listening to Outdoors Boys. It's what? This is because I talk too much. Outdoors Boys, Lady Lore. Oh, it's Invictus. Invictus, in my opinion, is the perfect content. He got in trouble because he cheated. So he's winning Binding of Isaac, which is the game that we play the most during the winter. So this is kind of super cool as to why. Why is it so cool? Well, the truth is, he's cheating. For example, he'll do a Lilith run, and Lilith, the strategy behind Lilith is to have as much of buddies as you can have, as you can physically have. Because their weapon or item is you double the buddies. And it's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. Kind of insane because he doesn't run, doesn't about anything else than Binding of Isaac. Maybe single day I'll upload an hour of content. And it's amazing. And yes, he's cheating, but it'll change seeds. For example, it'll have all of your mods. And I think that's cool because you're offering content at the same time. So yeah, these are who we listen to right now. This possibly will change, but for now, this is it. Link is your boy Link. This is the version number 2 of a video that we did today on this 19th of August. Happy birthday to mom. Mom birthday is tomorrow, so let's all wish her happy birthday. Happy birthday, my mom. Happy birthday, mommy. Happy birthday, dear mom. My mom. Today we're talking about the Binding of Isaac. So the reason why we're doing a version number 2 is the version number 1. I started with why am I talking about this? This is for the winter. Right now is the 19th of August. I'm excited for the winter. I'm excited because we'll be doing some other type of content. You can see now that it's quite dark. This is the autumn. Tomorrow's raining, so it's gonna be a shitty day. But yeah, most of all, I think it's important to picture as to why we're here. I've been having a lot of Binding of Isaac videos in my For You page, in my algorithm, if you will, which is a more YouTube term than TikTok term. I don't know why we're talking about the TikTok term when it's literally YouTube we're on, right? Right, thank you. Perfect. It's just nuts because how do we put it this? And it's just nuts because I've become obsessed with this game. And I played Binding of Isaac for 100 hours, no problem. Since we started. And I realized just how little I discovered about the game, just how little we have. So this winter, because again, being stuck inside, if I don't have a job, by then. Hopefully I do. Pray for me, please. Thank you. But Binding of Isaac is a game that I really tried to surface. And then we went to the deep dive of the lore because I was stuck doing something else, which didn't allow me to. I had to wait for something else. Um, and I realized just how big it is. The repentance, the rebirth, afterbirth, but also the adventure of Kumba, the lost, the four souls. It's there's so much that I haven't explored. And in this venture, I want to have a big game. I want to do one game. For example, we can do a mixture of Sims, by Race, and I think it would be pretty nice. But I also want something I can play a lot. For example, Binding of Isaac, there's not a lot of lore. There's some lore, but there's like an hour of lore, or 5 hours of gameplay. So to me, this kind of, it's kind of contradiction, contradictory. And for some reason, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing. I want to do that. I want to do more of it. You know? And I don't know how to do that. If I don't listen to something about it, I can easily play 500 hours of, let's say something in my background. A lore video about Elden Ring, a lore video about Clair Obscura, like Clair Obscure. That is amazing. I want to do the whole thing. I want to do the whole lore. I want to deep dive in. It's something that draws me in. But the problem is you can't do dailies. You have to really focus on it. You have to do a deep dive of the game. Otherwise, you get an ending. You get the first ending 2 years ago. Do I remember what it is? No. Can I watch it? Yes, of course. But at the same time, I want to do something more. So yeah, this is why we're going back. Kind of like the playability, but for the deep lore and how amazing this game is. It's a really good game. So let's freaking do it. Don't blink, it's blinking. Go to Claire Show. Doing well. Having a wonderful day on this 19 August 25. So we finished making videos. We did an hour 10 videos. We'll come back to it later on. We'll do a TikTok live and then we'll do some lost video. Right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna take my phone. We're gonna go all the way to the KFC, which is about 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. And that's pretty much it. So I'm back in about an hour, but I'm hopeful and I'm thankful that we get to play with it. So let's freaking go. Let's go.